another episode of IG Scout Live. My name is Jackie Hollywood. I'm your host, working here with Greater Than. So what this series is all about this is episode 2, by the way, is about talking to A&R Scouts that work with Greater Than and their experience in the music business. Lots of different questions will be answered on how to become an A&R Scout. What's it like to work with big artists and big executives and things like that. So feel free to join in with any questions that you may have. Today I'm going to be talking to Madison and Nicolette. They are 2 scouts that work with Greater Than, and we're going to be talking about marketing and mentorship. Those are the 2 main topics for today's live, amongst other things. So we're going to talk about the work that they've done with Greater Than and their experience, why they joined, and all that fun stuff. And by the way, we're doing this series every weekday next week as well, Monday through Friday at the same time at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 Eastern. So feel free to join us for all of those. And if you miss out, it'll be up on IGTV as well as on YouTube. So let's get started. Madison is in here already. So Madison, if you can send me a video request, I'll get you on, and then we'll wait for Nicolette to join. And as soon as she's on, then we'll have both of these beautiful, amazing women in this industry to chat with me about Friday, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I sure am. Hello.
Hey.
Hey, how are you? Good. How are you?
I'm good. Oh my gosh, it just started like circling. And I was like, oh, right now? Okay, yes. I
know sometimes these lives, man, technology, right? Things
Right.
can go wrong real quick, but they're going right so far, which is good. As soon as Nicolette gets in here, I will join her in as well, but I guess we can start with you for now. So Madison, I know you've been working with Greater Than for a while now, and you're like one of the lead scouts on so many different projects. Oh, Nicolette's in, by the way. Nicolette, if you can send me a request, I'll get you in here as well. But let's start with you. Tell me how you got involved with the A&R training program, and what were you doing before all that? What was your life like before?
Yeah, so in my past life, I was doing e-commerce. I was a project manager. I was working with a company out of Santa Monica. And then the pandemic happened. So I basically kind of went insane because I was in my house for like 8 hours a day, the entire thing, eight straight weeks. And so I was like, okay, I feel my personality warping. I need to like go somewhere and like wait it out. Really wait it out. And so I flew to Arkansas, stayed with my dad. And around like July, I lost that e-commerce job. So I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? We're in the middle of a pandemic. I'm in Arkansas. Like, what am I supposed to do? And so I was part of Girls Behind the Rock show on Facebook because I was already looking for a music business type of job. And so I saw that a lot of my friends were in Girls Behind the Rock show, and they would share jobs and everything like that. So Greater Than had an exclusive offer to Girls Behind the Rock show and Music Biz Besties, which I was part of both of them, but I noticed them on Girls Behind the Rock show. And at first I was like, okay, I'm not qualified for this, like no way. But I sent in a very dramatic slideshow video about why I wanted to be part of the A&R Scout Training Program, because back then for the pilot program,
I wish I could be like roll clip now and then like play the video that you submitted.
It was like, I really love A&R. I want to help people achieve their dreams. Like it's totally like
from the heart.
This girl has nothing else to do. And so, back then you had to submit a video to be considered for the program. And so I got in and I thought like, oh my God, my life is about to change. And then I was like, wait a minute, this is like a program. It's not like a job. So then I applied for their creative research analyst position, which my friend Miranda actually ended up getting. You guys had her yesterday, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they liked my audition so much that they brought me on as like a business development associate type of thing. And then it just turned into being an A&R assistant to Paula. So
I love that
story.
The cool thing about what I've noticed with Greater Than, because like I'm fairly new to the company, like I've only been a part of it for a few weeks, but what I've noticed about them is that I also had to submit a video to be considered, to be an A&R rep. And I did a funny video, like I rapped in it and I did some crazy stuff. But the
I remember.
did you watch it? I'm like embarrassed by it now. But the cool thing is like when you show off your personality and you let them know that like, hey, I really want to do this, Paula and Janet, they're like, hey, this person has heart and soul. Like, let's get them on board. Let's give them something to do. And that is not quite this case with a lot of other entertainment and industry jobs. If you don't have 8 years of experience, like they won't even consider you. And I feel like Greater Than actually just takes people that might have experience, might not. And as long as you're passionate, they're like, yeah, let's get her on board. Which is really cool. And I love that there's a lot of females on board. There's some guys too, but I'm all like girl power, so I love that. And your story is really awesome, especially during the pandemic when we were all losing our minds. It wasn't just you. We're all losing our minds. Still kind of am. So that's a really nice segue. So I don't know if let me check if Nicolette's still in here. I see her, but I can't. For some reason, like yesterday and today, trying to get a second person on, there's just been like really weird technical difficulties. So Nicolette, if you can hear me, send me a request and we'll try to get you on. Don't know what's going on with that, but anyways, we'll continue with you for now.
I was like, I'll add her, but I can't.
Yeah, it doesn't let me either. It's really weird. It's like it's acting like I can only do one person at a time. So we'll see what happens. So you've been working specifically with marketing, right? And you were on a project working with an entertainment lawyer, Lee Rankin.
Yes.
Which is so cool that you weren't at all in the music industry, right? And now you're in the music industry, but you're also working with a lawyer, right?
Right.
So crazy that you have such a cool opportunity. And I know she's a lawyer. One of her clients is Neo, right?
Yeah, she's done some work with Neo. I don't know if he's like a current client at this point, but she has like done contracts for him, things like that.
I mean, that's a big deal. Like everyone has Neo in Dallas, Austin, and so what was your role in helping her with her marketing? Like, how did that position come about?
So I started doing a lot of LinkedIn stuff for Greater Than. I was kind of like their head for LinkedIn because nobody, I guess, knew how to work it. But that's kind of my platform of choice, really, because it gets the best reach with the least amount of noise. So I was really doing really well with Greater Than for it. And so they were like, our client, Lee Rankin, because Paula has an accelerator program, she needs to be positioned on LinkedIn as like a thought leader, as an influencer, and we really think you can help her. So I now work with her to come up with a LinkedIn strategy every month and do LinkedIn posts. And I actually work with Nicolette on like getting those posts out. Nicolette handles Instagram and I handle LinkedIn. So it's a team effort, and I'm also taking on some personal assistant responsibilities for Lee. She is now hiring a legal intern. So it's kind of like, can Madison do this? Probably. Let me ask her. She's doing it.
I feel like you can do everything. You're like very well versed. By the way, Nicolette, just so everyone knows, she's like requesting, but it doesn't show up on my end. And so I think there's like an issue with having 3 people on for some reason. So sorry, we'll have to just get everyone on separately. I think that's what's going to have to happen, unfortunately, until we figure this out. But okay, so working with a lawyer, yes, she's an entertainment lawyer, but it's still law. So have you learned anything like about the law, or just like about what it's like to work with a lawyer that maybe you didn't know before?
I think Lee's position is very interesting because not only is she an entertainment lawyer, she works with government. Like she does government contracts and she works with small businesses too. So she really has like she does a lot of different types of law. So I guess it's really just seeing the different kinds of law that somebody can practice. I don't really learn a lot about the law myself. I'm not like studying the law as
you're not taking the bar anytime soon.
Yeah, but I've learned a lot about Memphis. She lives in Memphis and she goes from Memphis to Atlanta, sometimes to New York. And so we really, try to focus her as very Memphis based. because Memphis was a major music city, and it still is, especially for like jazz and blues. I mean, you know, we got Justin Timberlake coming out of there and all that stuff. But Atlanta really took a lot of that spotlight away from Memphis. And so she is working with Shelby County and a bunch of boards out there to really bring music back to the city and make it like a cultural hub of music again.
I love it. There's never enough music in the world. Like there's no matter how much music, there's never enough. It's such a powerful tool for so many people. Like whenever I'm like having a bad day, I literally just need to listen to my favorite songs, and I'm like, done, easy.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to be an A&R, honestly, because I'll be perfectly honest, all two people in this chat, I can sing kind of, but it's not any sort of like desire to perform. I do not know how to play any sort of instrument. In 6th grade, I tried the flute and failed miserably at it. So, but I know I can hear mixes and I can understand the basic elements of like, this is good, this is bad, this is bright.
Right.
This is dark.
You have taste is what you're saying.
Yeah, but it's like a learned taste. So, you know, somebody that's, I guess, 13, for instance, is not going to have the same sort of ear that like a 20 to 27-year-old has. So I always try to tell people that are younger than me and that want to go into this industry, like, listen to a lot of music. Like, that is number one. If you're not listening to a lot of different kinds of music and a lot of songs in that genre, then you're not, how can you develop taste? How do you know what you like?
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's important to be well-rounded, because there's people that just like one, maybe or two genres max, and that's like all that they listen to, which is cool if that's, you know, your thing. But I agree with you, because growing up, I liked every genre. Like my playlists have always been rock and like metal, and then hip hop and pop and dance and whatever. And it's like, I don't care what genre it is, as long as it sounds good and gives me like some kind of feeling, right? Evokes a feeling.
Absolutely.
So. And that's important to, you know, if you want to work in A&R, you have to be well-rounded in your taste in music and be able to enjoy more than like one genre. So that's 100%. Really important. What are your like top 3 genres that you prefer listening to, like just in your spare time?
Well, right now, I'm a very like on-trend kind of person, which can seem a little bit basic, but for A&R and pop, it's like,
it makes sense. That's what
popular.
Yeah.
Everything can be pop music. I don't think a lot of people realize that. Pop just means popular. You can have elements, you can have Afrobeat, you can have rap, you can have jazz, blues, soul. Anything can be pop. So what I'm really liking lately, a lot of emo is coming back, which I really enjoy it in like when it was real, when it was fresh. Because I was, I think, 12, 13, 14. And so like I kind of liked it, but I was more into the Jonas Brothers at that point. So like
love it.
Emo pop, but then also there's a lot of pop rock. I wouldn't say pop rock because it's not like mall rock. It's not Green Day.
It's like Maroon 5, like that kind of pop rock, or like
I would say even harder. Like if you take shredding guitar and put it into like a 24K Golden song, like Omar Fetty does. Omar Fetty is like freaking blowing up the whole chart. He will never see this, but if he does, I'm sorry I swiped left on you on Bumble. It was a mistake.
That's so funny. I love it. Yeah, no, I agree with the emo thing. Like Machine Gun Kelly is a perfect example, because when he first came out, he was like hardcore hip hop. Like that's just what he was doing. And I don't think that was really him. I think he was just doing it because that was the popular thing to do. And now because emo's coming back, he's very much going back to his emo roots, which I think is probably what he wanted to do in the first place. Because you can tell just by the way he looks and dresses and stuff. So I love it. So let's talk about mentorship. So I know Paula Moore, who, for those who don't know, she's the CEO of Greater Than. She's been like quite a big influence and mentor for you, right? So what kinds of things has she mentored you in, or like what kinds of jobs or, you know, interviews has she prepared you for?
Yeah, Paula has. So I've had a lot of bosses in the past, and I will say Paula is one of the best. And when she watches this, she'll be like, okay, like stop gassing me up. But like, it's true. Paula has taught me a lot just not just about like job searching, because her entire job search is entirely different from a typical like anything else. You're not submitting a paper resume or submitting a video. You're not, you're talking directly to an executive with her. You're not talking to like a coordinator.
You're going straight to the top.
Yeah. You're also not going through an applicant tracking system, which a lot of every single big three uses one of those to look for keywords in resumes, and they kick out the ones that don't really fit.
And explain what a big three is for anybody who...
Oh yeah, big three is the big three labels of music. So you got Sony Music Entertainment, you have Universal, and you have Warner. So under those three labels, you're going to have a lot of smaller labels like Republic and Atlantic and Elektra and Columbia. All of those are underneath those big three. There are some indies that are, and by indie you truly mean independent of the big three, not like indie rock or whatever. I don't like to think that indie is a genre personally.
Right, it's a bit confusing. So independent labels, right, under the big three. So what you're saying is she helps you go directly to the top executives at the major three, not like the independent labels.
Right, to some extent. So, for example, there was an A&R assistant position open at Warner for, I believe it was for Atlantic Records. And Atlantic is really super close to my heart. They have a lot of my favorite artists there. And so I told Paula, I was like, hey, this opened up. Like, I don't know if you know anybody over there. And of course, Paula knows freaking everybody. Like, I never really knew before I started working with her. But like, Paula knows everyone.
I found that out when she had posted that she's the one who discovered the Killers, and like because they posted like a check with her name on, like their first check with her name on it. And when she told me that, I was like, how? I didn't even know this when I signed up to work with you. Like I mean I wanted to work with you anyway, but now I'm like so happy because that's such a big deal. So yeah. Clearly she does know everybody.
And I think it really speaks to her character that she doesn't name drop all of these people when she's onboarding new folks. Like, it took me working with her for 6 months for her to be like, yeah, I'm moving in Santigold and Trevor Andrew into their new house. And I was just like, what? Like, my best friend Charlie is obsessed with Santigold. Like, it was kind of like it was kind of shocking, and also, but it's really cool. She lets her work speak for itself. And she did the same thing with me, where she helped me rebuild my resume to like a way that a music executive would read it, which I've had my resume redone like 1,000 times.
It's hard to get it right.
Yeah, graphics, ATS, everything. And she not only helped me with that, but then helped me with interview questions, helped me to know what to ask, what not to ask. And she recommended me directly to the people that she knew. She said, hey, my assistant, like somebody that I trust that is working for me, has all of these skills and she wants to work for you, and I think that you should hire her. And so
that's so cool that she's doing that, because she's like willing to like let you flourish, right?
Yeah,
she could be like, I just want you to myself because you're so great. So right, I mean
that has happened to me before. So yeah,
that's really cool. Yeah, that's such a big deal. So what else are you working on? I know, like, when you are an A&R Scout for Greater Than, like, you sometimes take on multiple responsibilities or multiple projects. So is there anything else that you're doing that we haven't covered?
Yeah, so I am as you said before, I'm the lead pop A&R talent scout. So there are other scouts that scout for pop music, but I am kind of the most active, the craziest.
The most popular.
Yeah, the most visible. And so I am actually heading up our new project with Brian Malouf, who is a multi-Grammy winning, nominated, probably winning producer and mixer. Mixed Under Pressure by David Bowie and Queen. So if anyone knows that song, or
pretty
if you don't,
sure
you need to. I don't know.
Such a good song.
So he has a new app called Jooky, which is DJOOKY, and it's an international song contest they have seasons, and you can vote on different songs that you like, and the songs with the most votes win cash prizes, and you can even get like a grand prize trip to LA to mix with Brian and other like Columbia people. It's a really, really cool opportunity. So if anybody's an artist in here, please put your song on there, because I have to go onto Juki every week and every month and pick 3 songs that I really like. And then every month I present one of them to Brian personally, but in a video.
Right. Wow, that's such a big responsibility. Like you're like a casting director, but for music, because you get to pick the people. How many submissions do you go through to pick your top 3?
I mean, there are a lot of different ways to filter through music on that platform. You can filter by genre or by location. And so I kind of do a mix of 2. Like today I did an Instagram story where I was kind of struggling to find good stuff. And usually it doesn't go that way, because I'll just go through like Africa and there's like 3 songs immediately that I'm like, okay, yes.
Yeah.
Because I get so many submissions from Africa, like the entire continent. It's not.
Wow. That's cool. That's random and cool.
It's really cool. And I know specifically there are A&Rs out there looking for music from Africa in particular. Melanie McLean is another big A&R. I forget which label she's at, but she's looking specifically at music from, I think, Nigeria. Like there's so much coming out of there. But basically I'm the lead on that project. So I talk directly to Brian when I find something that either myself or another scout has found that would really, be something that he should take notice of, because he also does artist development. In addition to being like producer, mixer, everything extraordinaire, and starting this app, he also is a professor at USC. So if I had actually gone to the Annenberg School like I wanted to, I might have had him as a professor. So
That's
he
crazy.
is like a totally like 360 kind of dude. And we're scouting for him with that project. So if you join the A&R Scout Training Program, or if you're in it and watching this, everybody needs to update their weekly finds at this moment right now.
That's so cool. Yeah. The training program just has like so many opportunities with just working with like big names and gaining experience for people that have, like you, didn't work in the music industry or had nothing to do with it. And the last episode 1 I did, it was the same situation. Never worked, wasn't in the music industry, right? So it's like getting the opportunity to do something like that is really cool. So it's really fun talking to you guys and like getting to know your story and how you came to be and your success so far. And unfortunately we missed out on Nicolette's story, but we got yours, which was really awesome. So episode 3 will be coming out. Oh, what's going on with my hair? Episode 3 will be coming out on Monday, or we'll be doing a Monday at 6 p.m. And it'll be just as fun. So if anyone has any questions, if you're watching this on IGTV after the fact, or if you're watching this on YouTube or wherever, feel free to like ask questions in the comments. We'll get back to you with any answers that we may have. Or if you want to know how to join the A&R training program, hit us up and we'll let you know. So I will leave you with your final words. If you want to do some shameless self-promotion, or if you want to, say anything else, then the floor is yours.
Yeah, totally. So loved doing this. We'll do 1,000 of these, honestly. But there is an article that I wrote for LinkedIn that Greater Than shared called Mentorships in Music. If you go and look on my LinkedIn, you'll find it. It gives you all of the different resources that I have for finding a mentor, including, I don't think Stacy's in here, but Stacy Morales just started 1520 Vision, which is a mentorship program specifically for students 15 to 20 years old. So not quite old enough for an internship. You also don't have to be in school to be in it. I'm going to be a mentor. I'm going to take on 2 mentors this summer. I'm really excited. I wish there was something like that when I was in school. But otherwise, there are tons of mentorship programs out there if you want to be part of the music business, not just as an artist. I know a lot of resources are out there, you know, to pair artists with songwriters and producers and all that. But if you're trying to get into the business of music, it can be a little harder. But that article breaks it down really well. Also, follow Greater Than on LinkedIn and on Instagram because we work really hard on this content.
I know, look at us, such hardworking ladies, right?
Exactly.
At 6 p.m. on a Friday night, we're not out partying and drinking. We're out here letting people know how they can, you know, succeed in their careers. So,
exactly.
yes.
What to do.
Thank you so much. Again, my name is Jackie Hollywood. I'll be hosting these every weekday for the next week, and maybe beyond that, who knows. This is always really fun for me to get to know your stories. So thank you. Thank you for everyone watching, and have a beautiful weekend. Bye-bye.